Hi everyone, in this video I am going to build collapsible sidebar. Here you can see the example of the project, and now when click on this button and now it's collapsed. Now it's collapsed, and here you can see there is 4 menus and about, mails and contact. We can click on about, and now you can see we are on about page, and when we click on the contact page, now we are on contact page. So we are going to build this sidebar menu in this project. So I am going to create one simple next project and we're gonna start. So now I have opened VS Code, and now here you can see I have also opened sidebar directory, and let's open our console. Here we are going to create our next project, npx create next app at the rate and latest, and here you can click dot, so all our module install in this sidebar directory. And here we need TypeScript also. I'm going to use TypeScript as well as, and let's create, and here it will take some time, so let's wait for it. And now here you can see our app is created, and I am going to also install one another package as React icons. So npm I React icon, you can write install too, but I am going to use short form icons. And let's now our React icon also install, and let's start server npm run dev, and now our server is started, localhost 3000. So we can open, and here you can see our localhost starting. Now let's create, here we go in source directory, here is the API. So in this project we don't need API, so we can remove, and here we can see our app folder, and here is a document and index, bunch of code we can remove because we are going to write our own code. We don't need next just boilerplate, and remove all those things. And we can also use next font, and so I don't need in this project. We are going to do very simple way, and here you can see a style. Let's delete home style, and here you can see I'm going to remove all this style, and here we can write our own style. Padding 0, margin 0, and box sizing border box, and let's style of body, background color and less. You can see and refresh. Here is our outputs, and let's go on the code, and let's create one components folder inside of source directory, components, and here we can create the sidebar and dot tsx, and let's put default function, and here we can write sidebar, and this function return our JSX, so d49 and sidebar, and let's import inside of index.js file for now, and we can change later sidebar. And so here you can see our sidebar. So now let's start our sidebar things here. And so first I am going to open sidebar, and here I am going to create our sidebar thing. So first I am going to take a side, and this aside, and give the name of this one as class name sidebar, and here I am going to take one div, and this div take one next image, so image and next image, and next image also needs source src, and here we can give the width and width you can need 80, and height you can give any height as per your need. And here we can give class name. So here sidebar underscore logo, and let's source I want to give slash logo dot png. This find inside of public directory, but here is now don't have any image, which is name of logos. So I have one image, so I'm going to paste here and public. So now you can see, and here need to also alt, so this will go. So here you can see our logo, and why image is not loading, let's see. Sorry, logo.jpg, we are using png, so that's why it's not loading. Now here you can see image is loading now. So now I have taken one image tag, and now I'm going to create sidebar list here. So we can simply take one UL list and here give the class name sidebar list, so we can easily get this one is a list. And here we can create sidebar item. So I am going to create sidebar item. So li, take one li and class name sidebar item, and here I am going to take one next link. So link, and this link here we can give dashboard for now, and here href and this ones, and here we can give also class name. We can access through the class name sidebar link, and I am going to use another things. So here should also be use one div, and this div has class name sidebar icon, and this sidebar icon has any React icon. So I am going to write md. Here we can use our React icons. So go to React icons, and here you can search dashboard. So I am going to use this one, and we can use here, and here we can import top of the file. Next, and here's dashboard from React icons and md. Now you can see here our icons. Let's style of this one. So first I am going to give also class name of this one, span this, and here we can give the sidebar name, or you can give sidebar title, whatever you want, name. And let's also replace this one as a span, so now it's better. Let's style this one and go to inside of global.css, and here we're gonna start. So first I'm going to select dot sidebar, and this sidebar has width. I'm going to give 70 RAM, and height 100%. Background color white. Nice. You're padding 1 RAM, or here be I'm going to give transitions all 1 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and linear for now. And here I am going to select sidebar top. Here I'm going to give it sidebar top, so sidebar underscore top, and we are going to copy this one. Here is already sidebar top, and here I'm going to with max contents. That's enough. Display flex, align item center, and gap one rem, padding bottom one rem, and margin bottom also one rem. And here we can give border bottom 1 pixel solid, and I have some shade of color, so I'm going to press directly here and this color, and let's go on side of here. You can see this little border side of. Okay, now it's perfect, looking perfect. We don't need to gap also, just one item, so we don't need gap. And let's go side of logo. So select here sidebar underscore logo, and so here we can give width. I'm giving 3.5 rem, and height also 3.5 rem, and object fit cover and border radius 1 rem. Now you can see here is our sidebar logo. It's looking great, and let's style this item. Select sidebar list, sidebar underscore list, and here we can, sorry, list L small, and here we can give lesser style none, and we can also select sidebar underscore link, and we can style this link. Display inline block and font size 1 rem, and text block ration none, color black, padding I give 0.8 rem top bottoms and 1 rem left and right, and display flex, and background color I have one also background color, so, and here I'm going to paste this background color, and margin bottom 1 rem, and border radius 0.8 rem. And let's see what is output now. Here you can see it's not looking great. Let's style some more. So it here we can select as a sidebar icon, and here we can give font size 1.2 rem. Also here we can select display inline block. I hope display inline block now is, and now I'm going to select sidebar name, and here we can give margin left 0.5 rem. Now we can see, yeah, it's looking great, but we can use some other fonts so it look more much better. We can use Google fonts, so search Google font, and here you can see I have already Roboto font, so I'm going to copy. I'm not going to select. I hope you know about this one. If you don't know, let me ping inside of comment section. I will give some idea about this one. So copy, and here we can paste, and now we can see our Roboto fonts is looking much better than before. And so now let's move other more, and now looking everything is okay. So first I am going to create one more thing, multiple list here. So let's go inside of sidebar. Here I am going to create one object. const, and this object sidebar items, and this sidebar item arrays object, and this array of object we are going to create multiple menu. So I have already menu, and so I'm going to paste the dummy data, so you don't need to create. And this icon we need, and also import all this icon from the React icon. So everything says, let's paste here, and now you can see all the icons. Web, remove this one, and let's should be map here. Okay. So this item, and here we are going to sidebar item dot maps and item, and we are going to paste this one, and you can give the key here item dot name, and you are also use index, and here should be our icon. So I am going to destructing here name href and icon, and we know how to call the signature icons. Here we can give name, and you can use here as a call signature icon, and here we can give the name. And now you can see, refresh this page, and here you can see our all the items here, and we need also here is the name. We forget our sidebar name, so let's give the sidebar name. Here we need also one paragraph, and this paragraph contains sidebar login name, and the brief border, and this logo we need to select here, and let's style this one. So here is our sidebar top, and we also give here align content, so should be align items. So yeah, align items, and we should also get one right. I hope this look much better. Yeah, and here we can keep here logo name, and here keep font size 1.4 RAM, 2 bigs. So I hope 1.2 RAM is better. Yeah, and font weight, yeah, 600. Now it's looking great. Okay, so when we click on the home, so it's go home page, and when we click off the about, then go about page. So let's create all other pages here. We can create simply like you can create here about, so about dot tsx, and here we can export functions and export default functions, and here about base, and we can return this div and about page. So here this is about page, and here is now our sidebar, and sorry, here should be our href. So and let's click the sidebar. So let's go on output and click here. So as you can see, when we click on the about page, our sidebar is unmount of the page. So what we will do, we need to create HOC. So whenever click on the page, it should be render our sidebar as well as our content. Okay, so we can use something like that. Suppose this sidebar also we need, we can also go here and we can render our sidebar, and this one is our sidebar, and here we can do something like, okay, and let's check. When you click on about page, now you can see our content is here, and when you click this home, and it's working, but it's difficult to handle. We can write multiple styles for it on every page. So first I am going to create one layout. So here I am going to create layout, or you can also give the base layout. So this one is a base layout, and this is txt file, and what it will does is simply we can create four default functions and base layout and return the, but it's accept children, and here should be props. So let's create one interface and props and children should be react node, a react node, or should be react node array, and we should import react node from react, and here's props. Now step, and we can here do our children, okay, and let's go and use here. So we can write base layout and base layout, and here we can write anything like div, and this we can go home page, hmm, and go here, and we can write about and refresh this one. So yeah, this one is a home page, and now let's change in about for this changes about page. So copy this exactly same things and go here and paste here, and here should be home, so about, and now we can check here. Now is about page, and but sidebar is not rendering, so we can do here we can render our sidebar now, and now go, you can see this one is a home and here is about. Let's create this layout, so our content load our right side and our sidebars look in left side. So I'm going to give the class name here layout. That's a simple class name I'm giving layout, and let's select here and go to top, and we can write here layout and make display flex simply, and at 100 bh, and position should be relative, and gap to right, and now we can see our this sidebar, and one thing is missing, our button. Here is we need to one button, so we can click on this button is will be collapsed. So let's create that button. Go to sidebar, and here I am going to create one button. Let's give the class name is sidebar wrapper. Here I am going to create button, and this button also has class name simply button, and here we can do some condition rendering, so button arrow, so let's keep some arrow, and we can open our react icons as well as, and we can give arrow, and this arrow I am going to use here, so md outline, this arrow look much better, so I'm going to use this one, here, and we can import here. Import this from React icons md. Nice, and let's go here and we can see here is our button, and let's style this button. So go to global.css and here we can write our style. Okay, so here should be button and make the position absolute and right should be 0. Top let's give 4.4 and border none and background color white and width 1.5 RAM, height 1.5 RAM, border 1 pixel solid, and also need here we use border color, so I also border and borders and this border color, so it will look much better. Here we can paste and border radius 50%. Now we can see where is our button. We can see our button is here now because this is position to our body elements. So go here, not a body elements. Okay, this position is layout element. You can cut here, and here should we need to write sidebar sidebar wrapper and position relative. Now you can see here. Let's give some more style. Display flex, justify content center, align item center, and cursor pointer, and transform translate x now 50%, and font size 1.1 RAM. As you can see now here, you can see. Let's give little bit top. So let's 0.7 RAM. Now here's in middle of this block border. Let's create functionality. So I'm going to create one state inside of sidebar component here const, and this sidebar component. So this sidebar component here, and here I'm going to create is collapsed and toggle sidebar collapse, and here we can give use state, and we can write here by default value false, and as this should be also sidebar, so is naming look great, and here boolean type or boolean, and we can need to write b in a small letter. Boolean also need to import react use a state from react, and use a state from react. Nice. And when we click on this toggle button, so create one main here function const, copy this name of and paste, and last sorry copy, and here we need to paste and insert handler, and this one's just toggle the value of uh, toggle collapse, and here we can replace. So here since the name, and here we get set is sidebar collapse, and now this, and here just extract previous data and just opposite of that data. And when we click on button, here we can give click, and we can here put toggles. So toggles spelling is wrong. Okay, nothing matters. Select both, and here should be G. Nice. And let's open, and when we click on this, nothing working. Why? Because our data is changing, but we are not going to do anything on this element. So I am going to collapse our sidebar. So I am going to use here data dash collapse equal to whatever value of collapse sidebar. If it's true, it means this sidebar should be closed, or if false, this means this sidebar will be open. So let's go here, and we can write our style. So here I am going to select data date collapse equal to true, and this is when our width 5.3 array. Now we can see, we can click here, and you can see here it's working fine, but we also need to remove these items. Okay, so go here and know how to do that. Just this one, and here should be also be known as sidebar name, so we can display none. And now we can see, yeah, it's working fine, but also we need to remove this sidebar title. So here we can also write this, paste this, and our sidebar logo name. And now go here, yeah, it's working. What's what should next we need to do? Let's change this sidebar and its transition effect. So here is transition linear. We can write cubics, and this one, so it's look more better like this one. Yeah, it's working fine, you can see. But here you go, collapse, and when we click on this page, suppose this one, home, and this one, now our sidebar open. This should be closed because we close this sidebar, and we have been changing this sidebar pages, our menu will be open. This is not cool. How to handle this one? We can use the global state anywhere, and and we can use one more thing we can do. We can take our state too. So we can take our state, and we can use right top level of component on a app level, but we can use also as context. So let's use context is better, and we no need to do prop dealing in React. So I'm going to use sidebar context, and it is much better, and you can use another library for a state management. So I am just using a context, and we can write sidebar context context.tx, and here we can create our context. So first I'm going to import apart from React. There are two things. First is create context, and second is use state. And here I am going to write our sidebar context, and create context. By default, I'm going to here initial value. So what should be our initial value? I'm going to initial value. So here click first initial value is sim object and should be values collapsed false, and we can pass here our initial value. And let's create our one more component const sidebar provider, and here we can accept our children, and also we need to write tab. So face props and children and react node, and here also should be react node props, and here we can do here we can return our sidebar context dot provider, and here should be value, and values should be as object, and object contain our current register and toggle. So just this logic should be moved here. Okay, and we can write here is collapse sidebar and comma set toggle, and we should this one I'm going to write here, and here also initial value should be sorry, this is collapse, so it should be, and this is as a function, so we can give as function for now empathy, and this doesn't do anything for now, and here this should be here, sorry, and it is also here. Yeah, now our context working fine. Here we can create one, so let's use that context. You can create here and go here, we should call that concept, so here, and use sidebar context, but we are not exporting that, so export default sidebar provider, and this sidebar provider we should be app level, and you can app level as well as, so I am going to write app level here per sidebar provider, and this should be here, and don't need to remove this one. Then we can use here use context, and here we can give the sidebar context. We should also export that to, so here export and sidebar context, and also need to here declare use context, and copy this one here and copy this one here, because we are returning this context. Here you can see exactly the same name, and now we can see our inside of here what will happen. So nothing is showing. Let's see what we will do mistake inside of this, I hope. Okay, sorry, we haven't rendered our children, so that's why. Yeah, now we can see and change the page about home is working fine, and you can create mail space and as well as contact space. So let's go here and create here. So I'm just going to duplicate these spaces here, so I don't need to write all, and here duplicate this, and here contact, and here should be bot contact, and I also need one more paste smells, and we can write here no. As you can see on mail, and here is now it's working fine. And here you can see when we refresh is open because we are not saving data inside of local storage, so that's why, because when we ever refresh any pages of React, it's destroy our data, so we don't have any state value, so it's gone open. By default values is false. So I hope you learn something new and you can create this cool sidebar effect and enjoy. I will meet you in next one.